Whoa! Oh, nice!
Welcome back, everybody. This episode is about my trip in Japan. I'm pretty much going to cover the two cities I went to, which was Osaka and Kyoto.
嫌なことがあったって忘れちゃえばいいじゃん吸っちゃえばいいじゃんどうにでもならないことばかり気にしたって進みはしないよスイートな愛を肺に溜めてサティバの香りが上げてく俺の意識と世界を変えてくこれがダメなんて一体なぜだ目を閉じて会話するんだ何も持たずに自由にトリップハイグレードならいくらでも惜しまないチップまるでストリップバッドマインドも一瞬で消し去っちゃうどうぞ一服笑い声でいっぱいさ周りを見たらみんなブリーダウン
So, essentially, this trip was not planned at all. I had no idea that I was going to go to Japan. It actually happened because of a friend I made in Thailand. His name is Taro. So, I meet Taro at a store. He was just giving me the vibes. I was like, man, I think I know this guy's from Japan. So, I walked up to him. I asked him where he's from. Coincidentally, he tells me he's from Japan. So we kick it off. We start talking immediately. Yeah, there's a small language barrier, but I think if you know me in real life, that doesn't hold me back from friendships. I don't care where you're from, what you look like. I don't care about any of that. I think as long as you're just genuine, and we look out for each other, and there's just a mutual respect and connection. I think there was a mutual interest, mutual respect, and there was just a genuine connection when me and Tato met each other. So we just kicked it off from right there, became friends right away. So throughout that whole 4 weeks, it was so crazy. We were in the same area for 4 weeks, so we would pretty much meet up every day, had lunch, dinner together, going to explore places together, and then once my 4 weeks was over, I was in Bangkok for my 3rd month, and I needed to leave Thailand because my stay and my visa was over. And it's so crazy. Guess who lived down the street from me in that 3rd month in Bangkok was, again, my friend Tato. Wow. So we're hanging out in Bangkok together. So now this is 2 months that we're ongoing of meeting up, continuing the friendship, getting closer and closer. And he tells me like, oh, I'm going back to Japan. And I tell him I have no real plans, but I do need to get out of Thailand. So out of nowhere, he invites me to his hometown. He invites me to come to Japan. And from there, I said, man, why not? My birthday is coming up. So it was just perfect timing. So I'm looking at Airbnbs, I'm looking at flights, and I end up going to Osaka. And man, this guy, he's just an amazing friend. Like, I consider him a brother. Picks me up from the airport, takes me to my Airbnb, and even from day one, it was an adventure. I'll show that in the upcoming clips. Just exactly what we did during my time there. For me, I would say, oh man, Japan. Everywhere is amazing. Like, I love everywhere that I go, but Japan was like my dream trip. Because I grew up on anime, so I grew up on the Dragon Ball Z, I grew up on Naruto, I grew up on Yu Yu Hakusho, so many animes. Japanese food, oh man, if you know me, I love sushi. I can eat sushi 7 days a week. I love fish. I got to get exposed to a lot more Japanese dishes as I was there. So it was a win-win. The culture itself is so cool. The traditions, the holidays, just Japanese culture in general. I'm so intrigued by it. So for me, it was a dream come true to go to Japan and just experience it the way I did. And I hope, like me telling you this gives you some insight and some inspiration and influence to make friends, no matter where you are. Like you just never know who you're going to meet and what that connection has waiting for you. And yeah, all my friends know if they ever need anything from me, I'm just like a phone call or a text away, and I'll do my best to accommodate them any way I can. The highlights of Osaka. Osaka is a beautiful city. I recommend you need to go see the Osaka Castle, the Osaka Tower. You need to do your homework on the train station. There's this train station called the JR station. Oh man, My friend Taro told me, he was like, even for the Japanese, the train station is very difficult and confusing. And I was like, I was confident. No, he wasn't kidding, man. These train stations are mecha muzakashi, which translates to very difficult. So yeah, be aware of that. Nightlife was awesome. I never once felt unsafe, and I was living in Nishinari. If you don't know Nishinari, Japan, this is where the Yakuza was formed. And even me living there, this is where I had my Airbnb. Never once did I find it scary. I've had many locals ask me where I was staying, and I would say Nishinari. And the term that I always heard was kawaii, which is scary. But I never once felt unsafe. This shouldn't be a concern for you. Other than that, Osaka's an adventure. Osaka is a pretty easy place to commute. The train station can take you almost anywhere you want. The trains, they come and go, so you're not waiting a long time. Everything's within walking distance. Google Maps is pretty up to date there, so I had no troubles finding things and getting around. I also love how futuristic Japan is, like the gadgets. It's so clean. Technology is awesome. So Japan's, it's great. It's great. Other than Osaka, I have to highlight Kyoto. So Kyoto, if we're here in Osaka, Kyoto is going to be a little bit up this way of I would say somewhat the northeast. This is more of the countryside. So if you're getting bored of the city or you want to get away from that, Kyoto is the spot for you. And I will have to highlight, when you are there, I would say it was a lot slower, a lot more calmer, and somewhat more traditional. If you go out there, keep that in mind. Wherever you are, like Japan or anywhere in the world, keep in mind to blend in. So don't look to stand out. Don't disturb the peace. Just blend in. Be chill. Be relaxed. Look around and just become part of the surroundings. It's okay to enjoy yourself as a tourist, but just be mindful of how you're doing this. All right, it's time for the do's and don'ts. So for my do's, I'm gonna say download Duolingo, and I want you to do 30 days. Don't miss a day. Do 30 days of practicing your Japanese because it's going to stretch while you're out there. English is not used at all. So especially, I can't speak for many cities because I was just in Kyoto and Osaka the whole time, but it's going to help you. And then on top of that, I said in the last video, if you're actually trying with the language, learning the culture, you're going to enjoy your experience so much more. It's that much more meaningful. So I strongly advise you to practice. Also, Japanese are very polite. So take time to learn the etiquette. So not talking on the phone, walking and talking, not eating your food, walking and eating your food. There's just little things that you should take time out before your trip to just learn the etiquette. Again, it's going to show, and they're going to appreciate that, hey, you took time out and you're respectful of their home. The don'ts, I think it's pretty straightforward. Just be an adult, have patience, and be respectful. I think as long as you have patience and you're respectful, you're golden. You really have nothing to worry about. So the don'ts are pretty short. I just really have that short list. Just don't be disrespectful and have patience. And ultimately, when I went to Japan, I essentially went there to just meet a friend. But oh man, at the end of that month I was there, let's just say I arrived to meet a friend and I left discovering my Japanese family that I never knew I had. And lastly, I have to give a huge thank you to my friends Taro, Daimon, Naoya, Sayori. Saiko no tanjobi deshita. Arigato. あ、そうそうそう。